See, that one was pretty good. Much better than the other one.
Oh, yeah.
I am bored with woodworking, but social media seems to give me a lot of ideas. Thanks to the Krenov School on Instagram and this little itty bitty cabinet, now it's my turn to take a hack at it. Actually, wish me luck, because I'll be doing this with only hand tools. Aspen. Not my first choice, but the finest aspen boards that my local Menards had to offer. I can sit here and tell you that the chatoyance level of the board was out the roof, and that's just not true. The workability of aspen and my hand tools is really what I was going for in a build where I plan to only use hand tools. And I'd say I'll take all the help I can get. And there's my table saw laughing at my first crosscut. And with the boards crosscut, off to the shooting board. And I'll save you the time of day from having to watch me sharpen all of these. While I shore up these boards, we can discuss the design. I wanted to go with a small cabinet where the joinery was the main show. Little did I know, finger joints were going to be just as hard as dovetails. I am most definitely an observational learner. I like to watch. Not like that. I probably watched at least a dozen, if not more, videos on how to use this type of saw and lay out this kind of joinery. So just know, don't use me as a teacher. I'm still learning. I think I spent a good chunk of money on that new saw and these clamps here and some other stuff you'll see throughout the video. And on the note of learning, I guess I didn't learn that I would need better chisels. Let's just say I spent a lot of time sharpening these guys over and over and over again. Yeah, perhaps the wood would have been more workable with those better chisels. A little bit farther. There you go. Smack it hard. perhaps I do like to teach. A little bit. And after spending time with the little one, by no means were those cuts perfect. So we'll shore them up with a metal file. Keeping these joints at a perfect 90 was what I think really made them just as hard as dovetails would have been. Looking back, I should have tried my hand at dovetails. Boom! YouTube magic. You know, with a shop full of expensive power tools, I'm sure you're wondering why. Why hand tools? Well, this is why.
Alright, let's see if this works. Oh, okay. Look at it. Oh, that's great. 3 more to go.
See, why aren't you excited about the new phone that's coming out this year? Sure, they may add another camera onto it. Hell, I'm using one of those new phones right now. But it's the same. After about 4 years of doing the same stovetop covers and the same cutting boards, it gets a little redundant. Now, I'm not saying woodworking is boring, right? That's not what I'm getting at. Instead, you know, it's the same builds, the same ones that begin to feel dull. The projects that you loved become stale. See, I'm getting much better at this now. I bet my table saw is not laughing anymore. Yeah, okay, she's still faster.
You know, I think ripping the boards is going to be my least favorite part of this. What do you think?
Huh?
What do you think?
What I think?
Yeah.
Board.
No.
Please pay no mind to the dog. She's fine.
Okay, look at that shit.
Perfect.
See, that one was pretty good. Much better than the other one.
Oh yeah.
You see, it was something like that. Something so little as ripping a board, but a sense of achievement in doing it so minimalistically. Here we're going to lay out the shallow dados. Grooves. No, mortises, yes. Either way, check out the marking knife action. As I pull out a vintage Stanley 71.5. Perhaps minimalistically was the wrong word, but bad word of choice. But I think you guys get what I mean. You see, what I'm going for is that it would have been so easy for me to, whip out the router and do it. Instead, using this router plane and a set of chisels. Either way, I'd say that was a nice, tight fit. You see, it's something like this, right? That 15-degree cut would have been so easy to take it over to my miter saw. But there was a sense of achievement shoring up this cut with the hand plane and making sure I don't get blowout on the other side. Achievement. Hey, my tool matches my shirt. Or what about something like this, right? A spoke shave, something I've never used before, and I was able to make a tapered chamfered edge detail on the bottom of these. Again, achievement, satisfying, not stale, but intriguing. And yes, for all the purists out there, I did, in fact, account for wood movement on the back.
So I got this record plane sent over from across the pond, and while I used it to cut the back, I think I can kind of make a half lap using this guy.
Heads up, I don't think I watched enough videos on how to do shiplap.
I already cut the groove on this one, so let's go ahead and add that one in. Oh no! I forgot to account for this. Don't throw away your scraps.
Hey, voiceover Marcos here. Do you see a problem with this, guys? Yeah, I totally did that again. But don't worry, I won't make you watch it again. Now on to smoothing. The irony was real on this one. While it wasn't intentional, the chatoyance of the boards wasn't half bad. I even got a little ribboning on the door. And I think you guys know what's next. What it do is time to glue. like I said, finger joints are hard, and this glue up was more stressful than I thought it was going to be for a little cabinet. So through the lack of videoing, boom, it's together. And there's my grandpa, my most literal shop hand. Now, I don't know about you folks, but I haven't hammered together something like this, with nails since I was a child. So even something like this was a breath of fresh air.
Not too bad.
Now, earlier you may have noticed that my grandpa was building a stovetop cover. I know, very ironic. But to him, he wasn't adding another camera to the iPhone. No, he was building the BlackBerry. I spoke to my wife about this, and I used to be so excited when the newest phone would come out or newest piece of technology. And now I'm not. I have such a passion for woodworking and this craft, and I don't want that to happen with this. So perhaps the next time, right, I build a stovetop cover, perhaps I'll do it with hand tools or try a new design. You guys can let me know in the comments your thoughts on this, but hopefully I'm not the only one. Look at that spin on the marking knife. Gosh, I'm so cool. Now let's fit the doors. My grandpa used to do body work and paint cars when he was younger. In fact, he had a real keen eye for sanding. Here's a video of him working on something in the old shop. And he was very apprehensive when I let him, make his own stovetop cover. And this is what he came up with. Show him some love in the comments and see what you think. Using my fancy, well, not so fancy marking gauge, we got the perfect knife wall for the hinge mortises. More chisel action. I'm sure the tapping can get repetitive, but for me, God, I love this chisel work. I can't get enough of it. But maybe I still need to practice a bit. I am most definitely glad I didn't have to drill holes any bigger than this. If so, I would have definitely been screwed. No pun intended. And after adding a slight chamfer to the back end of the doors, we can toss on the handles.
Man,
Yeah?
cool.
After all that hard work, let's go with something easy. Boiled linseed oil. Like Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. And with that, I think I gained another achievement. Hand tool. And perhaps a place to store my hand tools.